Welcome to our weekly program, The Inside Story of Chabad in America through the Mindel Archives. This Shabbos, we're going to bench Rosh Chodesh Adar Aleph. And some people say that Mishanichnas Adar Marbim B'Simcha also goes on Adar Aleph. In a week and a half is Vov Adar Aleph. Vov Adar Aleph is the yortzeit of the Rashag. He was the son-in-law of the Frierdiker Rebbe, and he was the brother-in-law of our Rebbe. So I want to dedicate these two programs, Le'ilui Nishmas Shmaryohu, Harava Chosid Shmaryohu ben Menachem Mendel. He passed away Vov Adar Aleph Tov Shin Mem Tes. He was nifter. Now I found in the archives of Rabbi Mindel many letters. Maybe I'll share with you some next week. Rashag wrote to the Rebbe all the years, from the beginning, asking the Rebbe advice and brachas for people that he used to go around. He raised money for Timchet Mimim, and people asked him, so Poshet, he wrote letters to the Rebbe. He called the Rebbe Gisi, Kvedushas Gisi, Admur Shlita, and brachas Pashvarichas Yomim, and brachas they asked. And he also asked the Rebbe for brachas a few times, even the beginning years, for himself and his wife Chana and his son Berke, like a chosid to a Rebbe. Now I can tell you that his devotion to the Rebbe was unbelievable. He had much Kabbalah's ale, which is not common, that we would expect from a brother-in-law to be mekusher, like a chosid to a Rebbe. The Rebbe was his brother-in-law. And I think, the way it looks from the letters, he was probably more mekusher to the Rebbe than maybe even to his father-in-law, to the Frierdiker Rebbe. He was part of the people that came to America. He came with the Frierdiker Rebbe on the boat. He came with Rabbi Mindel, Rabbi Chadakov, and he was part of Chabad in the early years, Chabad in America. I think he's the one who purchased 770. So, I want to say, sadly, at least I didn't hear many Chabad speakers mentioning or recognizing or appreciating his discussions to the Rebbe. I know we have speakers, we always speak about comes a Yortzeh too, but I don't remember speaking about the Rashag. And it's unfortunate. If you would learn this Sikha, the Rebbe said a Sikha on his Yortzeit. This was Parshat Truma, Tov Shin Nun. A Sikha, Sefer HaSikha is Parshat Truma, Tov Shin Nun. He spoke about Rashag. And he praised him. And he said his name, Neshama, the whole thing. I don't want to go into it. I mean, how much Mesiras Nefesh he had. And sadly, we didn't hear anything that people spoke about him. There's a lot to speak. Even if a regular Yid, older Yid, he or she passes away, and everybody has good deeds that they did in this world, we always speak about them. Especially Rashag, who was the Rebbe's brother-in-law, and the Frierdiker Rebbe's son-in-law, and his Mesiras Nefesh for as the Frierdiker Rebbe wrote, and the Rebbe wrote also, which maybe I'll share with you next week. And the Rebbe said that now he's working Lamaila even more than before on behalf of the Talmidim. So, in any case, so this reminds me of a letter that I once mentioned, and I will mention it again. In the 40s, the Rebbe was supposed to be Menachem Oval He's supposed to pay a yeshiva, call someone. And I think he lost his father, or his mother, I'm not sure. I have to look it up. And the Rebbe couldn't go. So instead of that, he wrote a Nichum Avelim letter. You know, we have in our letter in spirit a section of Nichum Avelim. I don't think I put this letter yet. Maybe next volume I'll put this letter that the Rebbe wrote. And the Rebbe started with a mashal, with a example. Maybe this mashal is written somewhere, I don't know. The Rebbe said like this: there was a man standing in front of a river. You know, that's a place to meditate. And he was standing in closed eyes and thinking. After 10 minutes, 15 minutes, excuse me, he picked up his eyes and he turned to his right side far, and he saw hundreds, thousands of people celebrating, saying l'chaim, singing, eating. A simcha g'dayla b'yaser. What's the simcha? A ship was built. Today is the first time that ship is going across the ocean for the first time, the first journey across the ocean. So everybody's happy. Then he turns his head on the left side from far and he sees an old ship, many years, coming back to its final destination. Who is there to meet, to greet, to makabel ponim that ship? 10 people. A handful of people, the Rebbe writes. The man says to himself, look, here is a new ship on the right side coming back, going out for the first time. You say l'chaim, of course, because they give a bracha. We don't know what's going to happen with the ship. Will the ship sink? Will the ship, God forbid, overcome all the wars, all the storms, or the rain? Everything. We don't know. And it's going out for the first time. We don't, nevertheless, we say l'chaim and we're happy and we give a bracha. What about an old ship that already, Baruch Hashem, went through all the milchomes, went through Mesiras Nefesh, whatever, and it's coming to its final destination? Who is there to be Mekabel Ponim? A handful of people. And the Rebbe says the Nimshal in that letter, that a person comes down to this world. We don't know. We hope. We make a Kiddush. We make a Shalom Zachar. We give L'chaim. Because we give brachas, we don't know. In this Eilam HaSheker, he writes, we don't know what's going to happen. We hope, we give brachas that this child will overcome. But what about a person that already is old and he's already passed, and Baruch Hashem, he's matzliach, and Baruch Hashem, he went through everything? Who cares? How many people are there to recognize that? And this is what the Rebbe gave a mashal, and that mashal, I think, belonged to that family. He had to tell them. So that's why I want to say today, I sincerely hope that we will recognize and appreciate what Rashak did in this world with his Mesiras Nefesh. And v'kitzu v'ranenu sheikh neofer v'hu b'seicham, and which have tchis hamesim and Mashiach b'korev mamish. Mitzvah Hashem, next week we will continue our second program of the Rashak. Thank you.